Culpa Nuestra, or Our Fault, is the latest in a series of films dedicated to the romance between Nick and Noah. Now, I've never seen any of the Culpa movies, so I am very late to this party, and oh my gosh, what kind of soap opera have I walked into? Looks like our boy Nick used to date Noah, and apparently it didn't end well. But best friend Jenna is getting married, and because she's so loving and considerate, she does everything in her power to put Noah in awkward and miserable situations with her ex. Why? Either because Jenna knows that they still really like each other and wants them to have another shot, or because Jenna has a sadistic streak. Seems to have worked though, because Noah and Nick end up hooking up by the end of the night. That becomes an important point later. Noah is the relatable, grounded girl next door. At least, until you get to know her. She meets a guy on a plane, becomes an employee at his business, and soon thereafter decides to be in a relationship with him. I thought this was 2025. How many more ways can it be taught that getting romantic with your boss never ends well? Anyway, Nick is a wealthy young guy that inherited his father's business apparently. But despite his status, he's not the happiest man around. Nick only has one expression. It's a combination of irritated, broody, and sad puppy eyes. Then there's this guy Michael, who is a mental health counselor that lost his job as dorm counselor at a university due to a fling he had with student Noah, which was against the rules. Now he is having a hard time holding down a job due to his previous firing. He blames it on Nick, believing he is behind the hospital finding out about the events at the university. And he's not wrong. We'll get back to Michael later. Oh my gosh, and then I find out that Noah and Nick are brother and sister-in-law? Good gravy. I know that they aren't related by blood, but still, it feels like icky. Am I wrong in thinking that? It just seems like a line that we don't need to dance adjacent to. Anyway, as things turns out, Noah finds out that she's pregnant with Nick's baby due to their late-night rendezvous after Jenna's wedding. Everyone seems to find out about it, except Nick, the actual father. But Nick decides to make things work with Noah no matter what, and he goes after her and professes his love. It should be stated here that you should not have a long-form conversation with a person in a separate car while driving down a busy road. They reach Noah's mother's house and reconcile, but then one of the violent protesters of Nick's corporation that was fired shows up out of nowhere and shoots Nick in the stomach. How on earth he knew that the couple was going to be there, we'll never know. Luckily, Nick makes it, but he spends quite a while in the hospital in a coma. So much time, in fact, that his baby is already born by the time he wakes up, and he is immediately launched into fatherhood. This movie wastes no time, however. While Nick is still recovering in bed next to his new son, Michael and someone named Briar invade the young family's new home and attempt to baby snatch. I don't know who Briar is, but apparently they did her dirty in a previous movie, and now she's unhinged. Luckily, everything works out for the best. Michael ends up going through a window, and Briar gets a good knuckle sandwich. The cops arrive and arrest them both. Thank goodness for Nick and Noah's dog. He's the real hero. He stopped Briar from running off with the baby, and then went upstairs and pushed Michael out of the window. Such a good boy. Finally, Nick and Noah get married officially, and it's happily ever after. We assume. We hope. But then again, with this couple's luck, they should probably get every aspect of their lives insured. Holy soap opera cliches, Batman. This movie has everything. Family drama, pouty broody male lead, likable girl next door female lead, cancer, because you can't have a good romance drama without a splash of cancer in the story, a best friend's wedding, full-blown cheating by both of the leads while they're still in relationships, protests outside of a large corporation, in-office romance, HIPAA violations by a medical professional, a funeral, a surprise pregnancy, the male lead getting shot, several hospital room scenes, a home invasion and near kidnapping, the guy chasing down the girl in a fit of love when she finally decides to leave, a coma. Seriously, the only thing that didn't happen was an asteroid falling from outer space and striking the family mansion. I love you all, ladies and gents, but I'm going to spoil your perception of these characters and this story. Nick and Noah are not great people. When push comes to shove, they tend to act very selfishly. Noah gets into a romantic relationship with her boss, then cheats on him. Nick sleeps with a lot of women as a pastime, and then cheats on his new girlfriend Sophia, who also happens to be a lawyer, which is just gonna be a bad idea. And yet, somehow, Lawyer Lady and Noah act like besties who look out for each other, which seems unlikely. So yeah, Nick and Noah can be summed up in a few words: disloyal, untrustworthy, and maybe codependent. They enable each other in bad behaviors. And let's admit it, the only reason most of you love these movies and have watched all of them is because all of the main characters are young and hot. Because you certainly aren't watching it for good life lessons, or because it's morally and spiritually uplifting, I can tell you that much. I actually sympathize more with lawyer girlfriend Sophia, because at least she was consistent. She was honest in her feelings and actions towards Nick. She was very forgiving and understanding. She helped Noah with the Michael thing when she didn't need to, and never broke faith with her boyfriend once. Then, when she realizes she's getting dumped, yeah, she was mad, but she also told him to open up to Noah and make things work with her. Selfless, right to the end. If anything, Sophia's the one who deserves a happy ending. So yeah, in the end, these aren't behaviors you want to emulate. I'm speaking about Nick and Noah, of course. The reality is that both of these people would have ended up very miserable because of their life choices. If you cheat at anything in life, it becomes a pattern of behavior, and it comes back to bite you, sooner or later. I just love spoiling fantasies like these. You loved the movie, and then I came along and spoiled it.